All right, welcome back to the last video that we're going to be doing for a couple days here. I'm sorry I'm bombarding you with like 3 videos in a row, but I've been working and I had family come in for the weekend for like a pre-4th of July celebration. It was also my wife's birthday, so we celebrated that. It was a good time. But let's just kind of get into it of all the things that I've missed, and I'm just going to give you my take on them. This is going to be the new legendary for the fusion. It's going to be starting on the 4th of July, which, as of recording, will be tomorrow. And a lot of people are shitting on this guy. And I gotta say, um, they're kind of they're in the right. They're in the right because right now there's not really a good pool of and you'll see as we start talking about it, champions to pull from for him to do like this pseudo kind of partner system that they're getting him to go into. But big but they have been seriously hinting at with like all the stuff coming out about this guy that there will be another how do I say another hound or like another like legendary canine counterpart to go with him. And what they will do is they will errata this here to include that legendary counterpart. Okay. Now, for years, if you've known me or like you're watching a video and you play raid with me, you know, or if you've seen me comment on Reddit, you know I'm constantly being like, "Where's the dogs, man? We got Terror Beast, Gore Mask, Hound Spawn, Hellfang, Fellhound, Stitch Beast, and the Common, which I can't remember its name off the top of my head. That's kind of sneaky, tricky, good sometimes. Um, but you have these dogs, and then that's it. Where are the rest of the dogs? We don't have. We have like 2 werewolves, right? Maybe 3. Um, like where are the dogs at? You know what I'm saying? Who let the dogs out? Where are my dogs at? Right? And so they come out with this guy, Packmaster Shayak, and he revolves all around dogs. And his kit is good, but gets exponentially better with the inclusion of one of these, with one of these hounds. You don't need all of them; you just need one, right? And with them like hinting at a legendary hound coming, which I'm well, fuck, I'm so excited for that. I hope it's a guaranteed or a fusion. I fucking love dogs, man. Um, but yeah, not in that way. All right, but like, cool, like, what's up, dog? You know what I'm saying? Anyways, but yeah, I'm really excited. I think a lot of people are skipping this guy, and boy, you are gonna regret it. I really feel like people are gonna regret skipping this guy. Um, so right now, his best like pseudo partner is Fellhound, and that's because like he has an AoE A1 and he's like a fast campaign farmer. He's defense slash attack based damage dealer. Um, and I've been watching some videos of other content creators on this, and they've shown like him in Hydra, and he does put out decent, like really good damage for Hydra. The hounds do when compared with him. Uh, but again, it's like it's hard. But the kit itself is solid, and it only gets better, right? And that's my thing about this guy. My first tip off before we break down the skills, you can already read him as I'm jabbering away. Um, my first thing about this guy is he's a fragment fusion, notoriously way easier to do than traditional fusions, right? Honestly, you get fragment fusions from just playing the game, and I think that's a big like light bulb to be like, hey, you should use a little bit of resources to get this guy. Don't bankrupt yourself, obviously, because there's probably going to be a really good champion coming in the midsummer here for a fusion. Um, but yeah, I think I right off the bat, before you watch the rest of the video, go for this guy. You're not going to regret it. And if you do regret it, come back and harass me. You have my full thing to come back and send me comments and tell me how dumb I am and how big my head is. So that is what it is. But let's just kind of go through his abilities here. I'm going to kind of move myself out of the way because I am blocking this. We'll just kind of put myself right here. And let's just get into it, okay? So his A1 is kill command. Attacks an enemy. Has a 50, books to a 70% chance of placing decreased defense for 2 turns. pretty decent. We can get that up to 75. And then he will team up with an ally Terror Beast, Goremask, Houndspawn, Hellfang, Fellhound, and or Stitch Beast to attack. Now, hear me out. You can have a whole team of these dogs, and they will all attack with his A1. That's kind of cool. That's an ally attack on an A1, right? That's like continue. We're just doing it. And by the way, this is his only attack ability. All right. Um, and then it says allies during the attack will use their default skill. Now, obviously, he's not going to be a damage dealer, but he will enable damage dealers, right? I mean, to my knowledge, he is the only ally attack A1 champion. I mean, even though it is severely limited in scope, but another +1. His A2 Pack Alpha books to a 3-turn cooldown. It will remove all debuffs from this champion and then heals them by 50% of their max HP. Then he will place a shield buff on himself for 2 turns. The value of the shield is equal to any surplus heal. The shield buff cannot be removed, stolen, or transferred if at least one of the dogs is on the team. Now, it will finally place taunts and reflect damage on him for 2 turns. These also cannot be removed, stolen, or transferred if at least one of the dogs is on the team. Okay, so he gets 3 buffs and a heal and a so he gets a heal. The heal turns into a shield if it's surplus healing. Plus, he gets taunt and reflect damage. The taunt is a 2-turn taunt on a 3-turn cooldown. What? There have been a lot of people speculating on this right now that you can get him into a taunt loop in Hydra just because of this. And if you just include like Stitch Beast, honestly, okay, if you just include Fellhound, right, in that, he's a little battery pack. He's a little enabler, okay? He's your Swiss Army knife for this. He's going to let you have essentially an infinite taunt. You just loop the taunt. Especially if you throw in like a Painkeeper, and you can just use your Painkeeper from like your Bad Eater team, and it decreases the cooldown by a turn. So you end up having taunt up for 2 turns on a 2-turn cooldown, and you can really just get it going, right? There's a little bit other finessing that you have to do to get that going, but videos will be coming out in the coming month, like month or 2, of people showing you how to do that, okay? And then his A3 Blood Howl, it's a 3-turn cooldown when booked, and it's a 100% chance when this happens, but he fills the turn meter of all allies 25%. Pretty good turn meter fill, all right? Also has an 80% chance, books to 100, of placing block buffs debuff on all enemies for 2 turns. This debuff cannot be resisted if you have one of the dogs on your team. He doesn't need accuracy. Just include one of your guys, no accuracy needed. Especially if like this legendary or this mythic dog, like we don't know what it is. If one of these is coming out and it's going to be some like backbreaking game changer and you're going to be like, oh man, I didn't get Packmaster Shayak. Whoa. There you go, man. And his passive is great too. His passive is like a Drexlar/Krisk passive. When attacked, he places Hex on the attacker for a turn. Ally attacks on the targets under Hex deal an additional 20% more damage. And then it will fill his... when this champion is attacked, all ally like dogs will counterattack. And then he has an aura that's a speed aura for all battles by 19%. Right? So like right here, this is a plus. Okay. He's got a turn meter fill, so he's a turn meter booster for arena if you need him. That's a plus. He places block buffs, so even if you don't want to use one of the dogs, he's got this ability. Just put a little accuracy on him, right? He has a passive Drexlar/Krisk passive where he just puts Hex on attackers for a turn. We can get that to a 2-turn with what is it? It's like, it's not Sniper. It's Evil Eye. Put that up to a 2-turn because Hex is not included in that. He also gives a passive damage buff without the dogs by 20% more damage. Just having the dogs on the team, they'll counterattack when he's hit. Okay. His A1 brings in an ally attack with any dogs on the team, and he also has a chance to play decreased defense that you actually need accuracy for. I think it would have been better if this would have been can't be resisted as well, just like the block buffs. And then he has Pack Alpha, which gives himself a heal and a shield and taunt and reflect damage. I mean, this guy has a great unique package that I really feel people are going to really be kicking themselves in the ghoulies if they skip out on him. So personally, my opinion, don't skip out on this guy. Do what you need to do. get the fragments, and let's move on. Okay. I'm really excited to see what they're going to bring for this guy. Uh, so this video, by the way, is a two-parter. We're going to jump right into the next part here quick. And it's going to be of the new free champion that you get to get by playing Clan Siege. It's coming up right now. Oh my god, here I am. Crazy. I was pointing in places, and wow. All right, here we go. Okay, enough of that nonsense. This is Thoratrix Lamasu. Now, Lamasu, I think is Latin for something. I don't know. I'll have to look it up. But anyways, this is the Void Legendary Demon Spawn Champion support that we're going to get for playing Clan Siege. Now, it's going to be the same as what we've been, like what we did for Mithrala, for Lydia, for all those fun guys, right? You're going to, I assume, have to do so many wins and get fragments or just play so many matches of Clan Siege, and you're going to get, I assume, fragments of authority. I was practicing before the video and I still can't get it. Authoritrix Lamasu. Okay? Great name. Really fun to say. But let's just get into it. So she's a Void Legendary support Demon Spawn champion. Notoriously, Demon Spawn, very powerful in the game, period. It's kind of crazy. It's like Undead Hordes and Demon Spawn are like the two top factions that are like very powerful in the game, okay? But let's get into it. Her A1, Zephyr of Conquest. It'll attack all enemies. Has a 70% chance of placing decreased attack debuff for 2 turns. So she has an AoE A1. Already big thumbs up right there. People love that thing, okay? And it's bringing in a decreased attack, which is fine, right? And then we have her A2, Dread Dominion. Books to a 3-turn cooldown. 100% chance to place block buffs and True Fear on all enemies for 2 turns. But here's the thing, you're not going to lose on any value here, because if the boss, or if the target is a boss, it gives them block buffs and also decreased speed on them instead, okay? And that's an AoE ability. 3-turn cooldown. Pretty great. Her A3, Icon of Domination, removes all debuffs from a single ally except this champion and places 2 intercept stacks on them. Okay, so this is now our second champion with intercept. And this books to a 4-turn cooldown. It will also fill the target's allies' turn meter by 50% and reset the cooldown of all their skills. So she is like a White Dryad Naya on steroids. This is pretty crazy, okay? And then her passive, which everybody's been talking about, is Authority Manifest. She's immune to polymorph. It says sheep debuff, but it's polymorph. She's immune to Armands. He can stun her, he can decrease her turn meter, it don't matter. He can't turn her into a sheep, right? Amazing. That's all I'm gonna say. Amazing. Right there, sold the champion to a lot of people because we're just sick and tired of polymorph. But then the second part of this thing is pretty fucking crazy. Each debuff placed by this champion decreases a target's turn meter by 5% and decreases their resistance and accuracy by 10, stacks up to 100. It doesn't say it resets, it just does it. The entire fight, you just go and go and go. It's kind of like Krokmaw. It just keeps happening. Just keeps happening, man. That's wonderful. And I mean, that's great. Each debuff placed by this champion decreases their turn meter by 5% and decreases their resistance and accuracy by 10. And then the piece of resistance on top, she has one of the best speed auras in the game that is not like contingent on being in arena. It's not contingent on being in Doom Tower. It just is. It just exists. Wonderful. That's all I got to say about this champion. So these are the 2 new champions that are coming. Kayak will be out starting the fusion on Thursday, and they should be giving us a breakdown of what to expect for the fusion plan. I was assuming by Wednesday, but it's probably going to be Thursday, so the day it starts. So keep an eye on that. Plan accordingly. And let's all have a lot of fun and getting Authoritrix Lamasu. Wonderful. Okay, everybody, good night. I hope you have a wonderful 4th of July. And I guess for all my non-American people that watch me, have a good Thursday. See you guys later. Bye.